podcast lamp is lighted on the 04 level aft.
What's up?
Hey, everybody.
What's happening, everyone?
This is attempt number 2 at this particular episode.
We're back.
I'm back. My name's Jonathan.
I'm Jason.
How are you? J-Beck. Jason. I guess I can't say Jonathan either because everybody on the ship knew me as John. So
yeah,
kind of freaks everybody out. Christina can still calls me John, and the kids are like, "Who's that?"
It's funny because the only people that call me Jason is my parents, my wife when I'm in trouble.
Oh yeah,
it's Jay. So I should probably just keep saying Jay.
Well, so in the Navy it was J-Beck, and it was weird because I had no idea who you were other than that. So anyway, Christmas, we was trying to get together and do one at the end of the year. And then unfortunately, Jay lives in a place that snows.
Snows too much.
Well, I don't understand. If the water pipes are 6 feet deep, how come you're having to deal with the snow? Like, what is that? I don't understand that. But anyway.
All I know is that the beginning of winter was December 21st. And what's the date today? January 15th?
15th.
We've had over 7 feet of snow so far.
Ooh.
7 feet. Not inches, feet.
We've had like 3 days below 40.
I don't think it's been above 40.
Welcome to Louisiana.
Oh, well, I can't say that. It was like 45 yesterday. So we had a lot of snow that melted. But
all right.
Yeah.
So everybody, we have, since we've been doing this show, for Level Aft, we have had a very consistent cheerleader for what we're doing, and I'm super excited to be able to get him on today. He is using a cell phone, and I was really nervous that cell phones work, but then I remembered Pat Horan's was a cell phone. And so I'm like, hey, once we got cell phones and working, we're good. We can start doing these episodes all the time with about anybody. So
anywhere.
Yep. And so we've already kind of talked to him a few minutes. So let's go ahead and bring on Chief Ragsdale.
Hey, how are you guys?
What's good, sir?
Doing? So, like I said earlier, I'm going to call you Chief this whole time. So I'm sorry. I know you don't go by that no more, but it's hard for me to break a habit.
Okay. I can deal with it. It's like I said, I've been called a lot worse. So.
It's my father used to say, I've been called a lot worse by people that are better.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far, but yeah, okay.
Well, so how you been? Well, you're living in Florida now, so everything's good with you and yours?
Well, so far, I grew up in South Florida. I grew up in Plantation down there, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And we had decent winters down there. I mean, the low of 60, the heater was on. We had the parkas out. We laughed at all the people from up north because they were wearing shorts and T-shirts, didn't know how to do stuff.
That's a balmy day for us, 60 degrees.
That was we were in the tundra lanes. Okay, there we are. Okay. Pensacola, let's see. Sorry. This morning, it was 43 when I got up. Yesterday morning, it was close to freezing. It's supposed to be 26 tomorrow morning. And by the afternoon, it's supposed to be 71.
Oh, yeah. That.
And then everybody's hoping they're hoping we get snow again. We got snow last year. We had 11 inches of snow. It hadn't snowed here in, I don't know, they said like 45 years or something.
Wow.
And they're saying it may do it again.
That's crazy.
Now, when something like that happens, does it become a state of emergency for you guys?
Oh, God. No, it's just,
absolutely.
That's it. Don't go outside. Don't try to drive, Don't breathe the cold air. Yeah. Don't go try to buy anything.
There's no grocery stores with food, that's for sure.
Yep. Oh. Okay. Jonathan, you kind of froze up there, bud.
Oh no. What about now? You good?
Yeah, you're good now.
Now you are, yeah. You're back in sync.
So then here we got a couple years ago, we actually had an ice storm and got a probably a good solid 3/4 inch of ice. And when your trees aren't used to that, when the power lines aren't used to that, 3/4 inch. And if you think 3/4 inch is a lot of ice, and it's really heavy, and it just destroyed.
It is.
We were in a bad spot for I think there was people who didn't have power for like a week, and so we were running like crazy. So.
Well, one of the things we looked at when we bought this house, I looked at all the rooms and stuff like that. Okay, my wife will like this. I got around behind the house. There's an on-site generator.
Nice.
Okay, I will buy the house just for this.
Nice.
Is it propane or
And
natural? Is it propane or natural gas?
Natural gas.
There you go. Then you have to fill it.
And Hurricane Sally hit and knocked all kind of power lines down. That was about 3 years ago. The thing ran for a week.
Wow.
And it ran everything except for the 220. So I did not have an oven. I had everything else. My AC was even working.
Roger that. That's good.
It was great. I have to admit, it was fantastic. So
Chief, you're from. Oh yeah, you're from. Would you say Pensacola?
No, I grew up in Fort Lauderdale area.
Gotcha.
Plantation. Which when my dad moved there, it was pretty small. I think there's like 300,000 people there now or something.
Was your father military?
No, my dad worked for the Bell system.
Okay.
Because he was in Atlanta and he worked for the Bell system. And my mom got married. A couple of years later, I was born and we lived in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And then they moved him to this new thing down in Miami. And, he's down there for a long time. I mean, all through high school, all through school, high school, my first attempt at college, some work at a grocery store. And then I decided I needed to do something else. I ended up in the Navy. And, the short story on joining the Navy, I had attempted to get in the Coast Guard because I realized that I made X amount of money and my bills added up to X and $23. Okay. And so every month I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. I ended up trying to go in the Coast Guard. I took their tests. They did all kinds of junk. And the recruiter was like really pleased with everything. And then he comes back and he says, "Oh, we can't take you." "Why not?" And he goes, "Well, you said you had hay fever." I said, "Well, I do." He goes, "Well, we can't take you. Nobody in the Coast Guard has hay fever. Nobody in the Coast Guard said they had hay fever." Okay.
No.
All right. So I figure, all right, I'm going to be stuck at Winn-Dixie forever. I better start actually trying to do my job and get promoted.
Yeah.
And I went down to Plantation. I was living in Tampa then. I went to Plantation for my brother's graduation. He's 4 years behind me. And while I was there, he had joined the delayed entry program in the Navy. I met his recruiter. His recruiter's recruiting me. I said, "No, I can't join. I got turned down by the Coast Guard." "Oh, those guys don't count." "What'd they turn you down for?" "What did they turn you down for?" So I turned me down for hay fever. "Well, we don't care. Just
there's no hay
come see me. Just come see me tomorrow." I said, "I live in Tampa. I got to go back." Find a Navy recruiter there and go see him. Okay. No, I did. And we got all the paperwork done. And they sent my brother and I to boot camp together on the buddy program, which was fun. It wasn't fun at first because one of us can swim really well and one of us cannot.
Really?
Okay.
I finally figured out how to move like 8 feet in the water a couple of months ago. That was it. Right? So he goes the first day, he's just like jumps in the water, he floats, they go swim to the other end of the pool. Oh, off he goes, And I'd been paying attention to everything they were saying because I already knew I sink like a rock. Always have. And so I jump in the water and I come up. I got my face up and I got my head back and I'm kicking my feet like they said. That lasted about 13 seconds. I was underwater, sucking water up my nose. That was it.
Wow.
So I ended up spinning. Back then, they did not let you progress to a company. You had to pass that first.
Okay.
I'd already passed the physical part. I ran around the track and I did push-ups and junk. That was fine. And so I told my brother, I said, if I don't pass today, we'll just break this buddy thing so you can go on. And he said, don't worry. I think you'll do okay. All right. Well, I wasn't paying attention. When I finally got over there to go swimming, as I called it, going swimming, who's keeping time? My brother.
Oh boy.
Oh.
And so he gave me a thumbs up. He says, do it good, do it good. So I got
basically,
out there.
Chief,
I was doing pretty good.
You knew a guy.
I did.
You knew a guy.
I knew a guy with a quick thumb. Because I was doing pretty good. I was at like the 3.5 minute mark. And I quit concentrating on what I was doing. And I ended up sucking a bunch of water in. And I kind of, freaked out. And my brother goes, time! And he clicked that stopwatch twice to clear it. And the CC that was watching, he goes, let me see that watch. He goes, I'm sorry, sir, I bumped it twice. There's no time on here. And he just looked at him, he looked at me. Okay, go. And so I got through.
Awesome.
And off I went.
There you go.
Everything was good from there on out, okay? I did not have to pay any bills. They were paying me. I had 3 hots and a cot. They washed my clothes.
Yeah.
All I had to do was run around and stay awake in a room and I was in Orlando, stay awake in a room that fogged up as soon as we went in there after PT, because they had the temp set at like 55. There was no way you were going to sleep.
Right.
And then we had to dodge the occasional lightning strikes.
So did your brother do 22?
No, my brother, he did between active and reserve, I think he did about 10 years.
Okay.
He just didn't, it didn't click for him.
So was he a gunner's mate?
He was gunner's mate. He was on Mark 10 missiles. Big Terrier double arm missile system. He was on the Long Beach and on the Halsey.
So I don't know that I ever met anybody when I was in the Navy that did the buddy system, but I was under the impression that you can go to basic to A school and to your first command together. But I would assume that if you go to C schools, that's probably where you would split, right?
Yeah, they changed a lot of that. Well, once again, I got a couple of weeks on you guys. A
couple weeks.
Yeah.
When I joined,
basic in Orlando, say that.
Say again? I was talking when you were. What'd you say?
Did you go to basic in Orlando? I'm sorry. Yeah.
We went to basic.
Like
we went to basic together. Okay? Went to basic together in Orlando, which is not Navy base anymore. And at the end of basic, we ended up at Great Lakes together at gun school. But that's just because we both got out of boot camp at the same time. We were going there at the same time. Okay? We weren't on the buddy plan anymore. It stopped at the end of boot camp.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They've changed it over the years.
I mean, like I said, I didn't ever know anybody who did it, so I didn't know how that worked. So how many commands, how many ships were you on?
But for me, I had 4. I had 4 ships. I had the O'Brien and the Stein and the Merrill, and then Lake Champlain.
So the Lake Champlain was your last command?
Last command.
Okay. What was the O'Brien?
The
There was
2000
a
deployment was your last.
Spruance class.
Okay.
The O'Brien and the Merrill were both Spruance class. The Stein was a Knox class. That was where I made chief. So I went
Was
from
the same.
ASROC to a Mark 42 gun. And when I got done with instructor duty, they sent me to C school for Mark 45. And everything I learned on Mark 42, I just had to throw away. Because Mark 42 was high voltage logic. Mark 45 is low voltage logic. Mark 42 is manned, 45 is unmanned. Mark 42 has a double tray system for loading. 45's got a single tray. It's just everything I learned, I just forget it. Not going to do you any good.
Well,
Other than the bullet comes out the end. That's about it.
That's pretty cool. Go ahead, Jay.
now, what you said Mark 42. Now, it's way before our time, I guess.
It
you
is.
know.
I know.
I was a 45 tech. So the old battleships with the wooden decks, would that be a Mark 42 system?
No, those were Mark 38s.
Okay, gotcha.
Right?
You ever worked on that before?
No.
Or are those before your time?
That was when I was in the Missouri and I want to say maybe the New Jersey were both active. They've been reactivated.
Okay.
And I operated with them, but I wasn't on them. And they had these because they had shorter barrels. They were 5-inch 38s, and it was a twin mount. Okay. And it was manned. You had like 8 guys in there. And if I remember right, one of the guys I had working for me had been on there, and they had all the powder cases. They didn't go outside. They came out in the mount. And there was a guy wearing asbestos gloves. It was his job to catch it.
Good night.
And throw it out.
Oh
He was a hot case. He was a hot case man.
I wouldn't want to be him. No, sir.
No. And well, with the thing too, I mean, I always had hearing protection. I always had plugs, always had muffs.
Yeah.
Right? Unless I had phones on. If I had phones on, I had plugs. We had the speaker turned up really loud. And I made sure the headphones were on nice and tight. Yeah. Let's see, I had one hearing aid when I was on Lake Champlain. Because the Navy doctor I went to see said, I don't think you need hearing aids. I said, well, I cannot hear very well at all. And she said, she was a civilian. Well, you're eating up my budget, so I'm only going to give you one.
No.
So I had a hearing aid in the left ear. And the sad thing was, I mean, I'd hear people, say my name.
Crazy.
And I'd have to start looking for them. I'd have to start turning around a circle trying to find them. Because all the sound came in on one side. So I'm at about my 7th pair, maybe 8th pair of hearing aids.
Wow.
And it's not getting any better. I'm like, I've lost about 80%.
I'm sorry, Chief.
It's just part of growing old, dude.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, the church I attend, somebody asked me a couple of weeks ago, you've lost a lot of weight. And I said, well, yeah. Congestive heart failure is a great motivator.
It's a great diet plan.
That's what the doc said. You got to change your diet. You got to change your exercise. You got to change what you eat.
Right.
how much you eat, when you eat, all this junk.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It was a great motivator. I haven't felt this good in years.
That's
So,
awesome. That's
So
awesome.
I got a question here from one of our viewers. And it comes from Cody Gates, and he wanted to know, and was the FCC drinking vodka underway? I don't know what that means.
what?
He wanted to know if the fire control chief was drinking vodka underway. I don't know who he's talking about.
Which fire control chief? Because I don't think Mr. Hagan would be doing that.
No, Senior Chief Hagan, he would hit it on the beach, but not there. Who was the other fire? There was another fire control chief for missiles. Who was that guy?
Well, there was Chief Brookover. I was wondering about him. I was wondering if that's who he might have been talking about. That was my CF chief on that deployment, but I have no idea who he may. He might be scared too.
I remember the one we were just talking about.
Oh, he's asking.
I remember when he showed up. He reported for duty. I don't know what he'd been doing. Had on a tank top, shorts, and a pair of flip flops and a headband. Had an earring in. And he met. I think he met the XO we had at the time on the quarterdeck.
Wow.
And the XO question was, Chief, have you been drinking? He was like, I'll be back in a little while, sir. I'll come back in uniform. So he was hoping to just slide in.
Right.
But I don't know. There was somebody, every ship I was on, every single one, all 7 deployments, somebody always had a still.
Really?
Yes. There was always one.
Wait. There was a still on the 2000 deployment on the Lake Champlain?
Yes, there was. I don't know where it was, but I know guys who were drinking.
Do you remember?
Oh, man. I hung out with the wrong crowd.
I remember. Well, I'm glad. Probably got in a lot of trouble if I would.
Yeah, I know.
But there was a chaplain on that 2000 deployment who had brought in a bunch of wine bottles and he got caught.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep.
Is it true?
He was the one too that I think it was on Lake Champlain. They were putting the raincoats out on the quarterdeck for guys to pick up where they hit the beach, like in Thailand and PI and stuff like that.
Gotcha. I got what you're saying.
And he got all bent out of shape. And he said, "Put that." He was yelling at the CDO and stuff. "Put that away. That is just horrible." And I come walking up there. I knew it was my last cruise. And physically at the time, I knew I could not do another one. I was just in such bad shape physically. And so I went up and I grabbed a handful of them and put them in my pocket. And he's like, "What are you going to do? What are you doing? What are you doing, Chief?" I said, "Follow me around, chaps. I'll show you how we take care of the guys." And as I was walking around, we were in Thailand. We were in, I want to say, Patong Bay. I'm walking around and I'm running into drunk 19-year-olds off of the Lake Champlain who have their latest love of their life on their arm.
Yeah.
And I pull one out of my pocket and I go over, shake their hand. "I don't need this, Chief." "You don't need it now. You don't want to bring something back you can't get rid of."
Yeah.
That's true.
"You've drunk enough to be really stupid. This is your stupid pass right here."
You might have handed me one. I was pretty drunk there, so who knows?
I don't remember if I handed you one or not, but I handed out a bunch. And the chaplain's looking at me and I said, "What do you want?"
Right.
I said, "What do you want? None of us are perfect. These guys are drinking. You're going to get stupid."
That's what sailors do when they drink. They get stupid.
Some of us were stupid before we got drunk. I excelled at that. And
So,
I did.
all in all, Chief, how long were you in the military for, or in the Navy for? 20?
Well, if you my DD 214 says 22 years, 3 months, and 16 days.
Okay, so out of those 22 years, you had 7 deployments.
Yes.
And 4 major commands?
4 commands, yeah.
So I'm thinking the amount of personalities you probably have witnessed and met.
Yeah.
Is there one guy out of all those 22 years that just pops into your head?
Yeah, there is. It's when I was on the Merrill. All right. And I got to the Merrill, and the Merrill was being considered for decom. Okay. So I just left instructor duty. I'd gone through sea school, and I was in, we met the ship down in Australia, and I was in the chief's mess, and we were getting ready to head off and do stuff. So we spent some time in the Gulf, came out of the Gulf, went over to Thailand. Thailand is where a lot of guys open up a big old can of stupid.
Yep.
We had a mess cook in the chief's mess that, first time away from home, at this point in his life, probably his 23rd, maybe 24th can of beer. I don't know. He hits the beach in Thailand, learns that Mekong whiskey goes down really smooth.
Real smooth.
And then he finds out that the cloister beer is just fantastic. And at that point, he meets somebody. And they began to plan their future lives together.
Oh, gosh.
And he's, we were in Thailand for that particular time. We were in Thailand for about 5 days.
Oh, wow.
So he was, he did like his mess cooking duties the first day in. We got breakfast, and then he was going Liberty. He was going. Have a good time, pal. And he was supposed to be back like the 3rd day, and he wasn't.
MIA, huh?
Yeah, and then he wasn't back on the 4th day either.
Oh boy.
And at that point, I'll be honest, I drank pretty heavy. I did. I've been sober since 2000, but after the
Congratulations.
deployment, it's been really nice. But I was out with some of the chiefs, just drinking, just having a good time, swapping lies, all that kind of stuff. And I see him. I'm so blottoed I can barely walk. And I leaned over and I put my arm around him, pulled him over. I said, I know who you are. And I called him by name. I said, you know me. Who am I? You're Chief Ragsdale. Hey, I'm giving you a lawful order. You go back to the ship right now. You walk out there, get on a water taxi, go back to the ship. So you can stop the time clock on you being gone. The longer you stay gone, the worse it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he left. Well, of course he didn't go back. I was hoping he would, but he didn't. And he shows up on the last water taxi coming in the morning we're getting ready to pull the hook and go.
I was just about to ask if you missed ship's movement or not.
No, he wasn't that stupid. He comes back, and we end up, he ends up going to mass. He went to XOI, and I don't know how my name got pulled into it, other than I was a chief in the chief's mess. He must have, I guess he said something, because I get called up to XOI. And they're like, and the XO starts grilling me. Well, Chief Ragsdale, why didn't you escort him back? Well, because I'm a grown man, and he's a grown man. And if he's going to make bad decisions, it's going to be on him.
Right.
Well, you should have brought him back. No, sir, I am not a babysitter. I would not do that. So then I had to go with him to the captain. The XO brought me along because he wanted the captain to chew me out. And the XO puts this out, and I was so happy with that guy. Because the captain looks at him and he goes, "That's not the chief's job. That's nobody's job. This is a grown man."
Yep.
I thought, okay, you rock, dude. You would like you were on my Christmas list right now. And you used the same term I did. Okay? You're old school Navy enough. I like you. And then we got back and they, deconned the ship. So,
Wow.
and I ended up on Lake Champlain.
I heard a lot of stories like that, especially guys disappearing in Thailand and stuff like that.
Oh, Thailand was real popular. Philippines was real popular.
Oh, it was cheap.
Korea was every now and then.
Korea was cold.
Korea, well, if you went to Korea in summertime, it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
As long as, didn't have the monsoons or nothing. Those things came in.
Lake Champlain
Humidity go
there in the winter.
Yeah, I was almost every time I was there in the winter. But the Philippines.
I thought it was kind of funny because
Go ahead.
I was just saying, we went in 2000. We went to Korea in the wintertime. We caught Hong Kong in February, and it was pretty chilly. It was nice. It wasn't too bad. Then of course Thailand, but then we got to Australia in May, and it was their wintertime. So we didn't even really get to. Yeah, so we didn't even really get to. Well, which I mean, who knows? It might have kept us from doing something even dumber. So, but I always tell people that was the longest winter of my life. So.
Oh yeah, that was. It was quite the winter time, and I mean Hong Kong. If you look at it, you think Hong Kong. Asia is nice and warm. No, they're pretty far north.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And then that was 2000. That's when China was taken over.
Yeah,
97.
China was taking possession. So they took over in what, 98?
97, 98 time frame. Yeah.
Somewhere in there, yeah. Because Hong Kong before that was the place to be.
Imagine.
There was so much enterprise. I mean, they had a market over in Kowloon, over on the mainland side, that you take the Star Ferry over, you get over there, and it was basically covered with like those big blue tarps to keep all the water out, and the inside was either fiberglass panels or aluminum panels, just junk people put together. But inside there might have been 1,000 vendors. This place covered like 3 blocks. There might have been 1,000 vendors in there. They sold everything. You could buy electronics, you could buy jade, you could buy carvings, you could buy artwork, you could buy dishes, you could buy watches. Anything you could think of was in there.
So you probably, if you could guesstimate how many countries you've been to, do you think you could tell us how many countries you've been to? Just off the top of your head.
About 30 or so.
So
did you
stay a lot of different cultures? So
were you West Coast the whole time?
Say again?
Were you on the West Coast the entire time?
Yeah, I was in San Diego the whole time.
That's cool.
That was a decision, I'll be honest, I made. I found out after I got out of the Navy, my wife wanted to travel.
Really?
Yeah, we're still married, thankfully, but
some of the information you should have been known before.
I should have. I was kind of a self-centered jerk for a long time, and so I just didn't ask those kind of questions. I just made decisions.
What is going
on? And one of the decisions I made was that my kids were going to have a stable childhood in one spot. Okay? And so we bought a house in Imperial Beach. We lived down there. The kids went to local elementary school, local middle school, local high school. They went to the same high school that their mom went to.
Wow.
Okay? And we did not move until they were both up and out of the house. We moved from Imperial Beach to Anza, California, which is up in Riverside County, up in the mountains, San Bernardino mountain range. And we were up around 4,300 feet.
That's
So we got
actually a nice
snow.
area.
Yeah, we got snow. There was a lot of recognizable terrain because a lot of TV shows and stuff were shot up there if they were out on location. Idlewild was roughly an hour away, and they filmed a lot of Bonanza
I
scenes
was
up
just
there.
about to say Bonanza. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's around that area.
Matter of fact, driving
Greatest Western
into Idlewild from Anza, driving in off of the little 2-lane road was that big open field that the Cartwrights rode in on every week. It was right there,
They caught on fire.
and it was recognizable. You know.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So
Big Bear
But it
was the
was
same
just-
way.
it
They
was-
filmed a lot of stuff in Big Bear.
yeah, it was a very interesting place to live. Unfortunately, it was a very expensive place to live.
Yeah, I can't imagine the real estate there now. It must be ridiculously insane.
I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to
When
start
when
that
we
now.
moved, when we moved from Anza to here, I took a pay cut of probably 55%
Oh wow.
over what I was making in California. And my wife, they moved her. She was working for Navy Federal. They moved her to a big facility they just built out here, and so she was on the ground floor with that. And I think she had some kind of special deal. She would do so many years, and they would keep her pay the same. I mean, so in all honesty, we went from every month matching pennies to pay bills
Right.
and get enough gas in a vehicle to get to work, to within a year we had money in the bank.
Right.
And we bought a house, used my VA guarantee, got a house, and we've been here in this house 12 years.
So you left California 12 years ago, or a little?
I
longer?
left California 2011.
Yeah,
I
that's when
think so.
that's when we moved to Louisiana. So it's been a while, 15 years.
Yeah.
It
You know,
goes by quick. It's crazy to think about.
So
it was 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. Because I taught out here. I was a school teacher in California for 8 years. I taught out here for 4. And then I didn't do anything teaching for 8 years. I did some other stuff. And then, like I said, this job opportunity came along. And it was it was one of those things where, I mean, I've told people and they just kind of stare at me. Some of them know what I'm talking about, some don't. We attend a church here called Liberty Church, non-denominational. Got a great young preacher. I call him young. He's in his 40s. And he does sermon series. Okay? They'll go 4 or 5 weeks. And over last summer, he did 2 sermon series. One of them was called Find Your Purpose.
Right.
And it was different people in the Bible who got called to do something that they never expected to do. They even said, "Oh, I'm not qualified." And it was okay, God will make you qualified. And it was a very interesting series. And then the next one was called Hero Maker. And Hero Maker was people that helped somebody else become one of the heroes of the Bible. And that was the one that really, really struck me. And so I thought, I got to pay these, I got these bills I got to just pay off. I got to. And so I said, maybe I'll go back into education. And I looked up my credential. My credential was 8 years out of date. I said, well, I don't want to take that test again. I mean, that was a test. I had 5 hours to take it, 5-hour time limit. And I used like 4 hours and 43 minutes to finish it. And at the end of that, I just went home and went to sleep. I didn't even bother with anything else. I don't want to do that. So I said, I'll be a teaching assistant. Okay. So I put some applications in, and I had 2 interviews. I had 2 interviews that I thought went fantastic. Nothing. Not even a we're not considering it. Nothing. No response at all. And so then I had this other one. Got this third one. Now this was on a Wednesday, okay? And they sent me an email the day before. They called me the day before and said, we're going to do it on Google Meet. Okay? We're going to do it at 9 o'clock. And so, just sign on. It's like an idiot. Oh, okay. Then I called my kids up. What's Google Meet? And their dad, it's okay. They'll send you an email and it's got a link. You just click on it. Okay, I can do that. So we did. I was sitting here, my computer right behind the phone here. I was sitting here and I just answered questions. And it started out, there was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 people on the screen, and then they all disappeared.
Oh, no.
They were just listening. And this one lady asked me a bunch of questions. And so I did okay. And I think I'll get to the reason why I did okay in a minute. But I thought I did fine. And they said, okay, well, we'll let you know, within a few days. Okay, thanks. Well, that was 9 in the morning. At 2 in the afternoon, the principal called me and introduced herself. And my first thought was, well, it's really nice that you called me to turn me down. At least you called back.
You didn't keep me high and dry, yeah.
And she said, why don't you want to teach? And I said, well, I don't have an active credential, and I really don't want to take that test. And she goes, well, I need a 4th and 5th grade inclusion teacher for special education. And I said, well, I still don't want to take the test. And I said, every school I was ever at where they did inclusion, I said, I don't think they did it right. It was, when I got there, it was, these are your kids. You go to that table and you teach them their stuff. Don't bother my kids. With a gen ed teacher and gen ed kids in the classroom. And I said, that's wrong. That's not what we're trying to teach them. So when they're out of high school, they're there. There's nobody to back them up. They need to learn that now.
Right.
And she said, well, that's how we do it. That's what we're trying to do. I said, okay. She says, we'll get you an emergency credential. It's good for 5 years.
There you go.
And I said, well, then, yeah, I'd consider teaching. She goes, good. We'll interview at 8 o'clock on Friday morning. Google Meet. Yes,
Wow.
ma'am. And they interviewed. And then it was, okay, we'll let you know by Monday. Okay, thanks. At 1 o'clock, they called and offered me a job.
That's awesome.
And I said, okay, if I don't see the hand of God in this,
Right.
I'm an idiot.
Right.
This dominoes fell into place, just like that.
It's funny how God's plan sometimes just happens,
Oh, yeah.
how things just fall into place. And at the moment, we don't understand or realize why it's happening the way it is. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, eureka, and you have to just say this was God.
You are spot on. Okay.
Yes.
You are. And I mean, I look back on, the last 69 plus years, of which I can remember about 66. But all the problems I had, and I had a lot of them, they were all caused by me.
Self-inflicted, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
They were all caused by me. And there's so many times that I could have been taken out by something, usually my own stupidity, that I was spared. And I learned some lessons from it. And that's what got me to where I am today.
So do you think, Chief, your time being a chief petty officer, especially on these commands, the O'Brien and Lake Champlain and the two in between, do you think those aided you into becoming a teacher? Is that something you've always wanted?
They did. No, they did. I mean, when you get guys striking out a deck and stuff, you have to teach them how to do the job. You have to teach them how to do the equipment without breaking it.
Right.
Okay, that was one part. I was an instructor for 3 years at the amphib base.
No, where is that? The amphib base
over on Coronado.
Okay, Coronado.
Okay, there's Naval Air Station Coronado. You come down the Strand a little way. There's that man-made landmass.
Yeah.
That's the amphib base.
I remember that place. Yeah.
All right, and I was an instructor over there. It was started out Naval Amphibious School, and then they merged Naval Amphibious School with the Marine version, and we became something else. But I was teaching international students. They were all allies. They were all commissioned officers, and they were from at least 30 different countries. And we were teaching them how to operate the ships we were selling them. We were selling them frigates, and we were selling them some of the old destroyers. So I got to teach them how to operate the gun mounts. I got to teach them how to do ammunition safety and some other stuff like that. And it was really a great time.
Right.
Okay, I met a lot of cool people. And after that, I was walking around. It was on Lake Champlain. I was walking around Bahrain because the female ensign was with me. I can't remember her name. A gunnery officer, female ensign. But we were walking around, and some guy comes running up at us. Chief Ragsdale, Chief Ragsdale. And I turn around and look at him and go, Lieutenant, how you doing? He was one of my students.
No kidding.
And he's shaking my hand. He's, just beaming about how he's got his own command. And it was a patrol boat, and he had a crew of like 20 guys.
But to him,
he was so proud of that. He took me over and he showed me, he gave me a tour, all kind of stuff, It
was a patrol boat, but to him, it was like an aircraft carrier. Yeah.
That was his baby right there.
That's awesome.
That's
pretty.
Oh, I was going to tell you why I thought I did good in these interviews that I was doing. Okay? Now, my son is 38. He's a young one. My daughter's 42. And my son was telling me that a couple of years ago, he was telling me, my wife thinks I've got ADHD. I said, well, your wife's a special ed teacher, so she's probably right. Yeah. And he goes, well, she wants me to get tested. I said, well, go get tested. And so he did. And yes, he had it. And they gave him some medication. And I saw him a couple of weeks after he started taking it. And he's like, he's smiling. He never did that for a long time. He's smiling and he's carrying on conversation and stuff. And I said, you're feeling pretty good. What changed? He goes, they put me on medication for ADHD. And he says, it's quiet in my head. I can think about like 2 things at a time.
Dang, I guess I need to get on that.
What's that like?
Oh man, that is cool,
Wow.
Well, about a year later, he comes up to me and he's like poking me in the chest. Dad, you got ADHD. You're checked out. No, I don't. I don't have ADHD. Yes, you do. Well, since they put a pacemaker and crap in, I can only have like 1 cup of coffee a day. Vice the 2 or 3 pots I used to drink when I was in the service.
I know.
And I think that's how I dealt with it.
Right.
I was zipped on coffee all the time, which slowed my brain down and let me think.
Right.
And so, and on my dad's side of the family, there's, like 4 or 5 cases of Alzheimer's. And so my wife had noticed something and she said, I want you to get checked because you might be getting Alzheimer's and I need to know. I said, well, yes, you do. So, well, I found a guy who checked and everything. And he did it. I originally said I want to be checked for ADHD. Oh, no, you're too old. We don't do that. Okay, so I get in there thinking I'm just going to get this one test. And they go, oh, we're going to do an attention test on you also. See how you do with that, paying attention. Okay, good. So if this is passing the Alzheimer's thing, okay, I was like this. That was great.
Wow.
This is passing ADHD.
That's
all
good
right?
news.
If this is passing ADHD, not at
Really?
all. Oh, terrible.
I'm afraid to take the test. I need to.
All right. And so when I talked to my doctor and we looked at the results, they said, yeah, you got ADHD. It's right there. You failed miserably. I said, well, okay, I thought I did pretty good, but evidently based on the score, I didn't. I said, so what do we do about it? He said, well, because of your heart medication, most of those things are out, but you can take this stuff. It's called Concerta. And he says, why don't you try it? And I'm going to give you the lowest dose and we'll see how it does. Okay. And so I took that. I've been taking it now for almost a year.
How big of a difference?
Oh, huge, man.
Night and day.
I went from like 100 things rolling through my skull all at once to 2 or 3.
Wow.
I can do things.
Maybe that's what helped you focus on your weight loss too. Being able to focus
Maybe
a little bit better.
I don't know. I was at a sticking point for a long time with that weight thing. Right. And I finally got into the groove and trying to get down to like 185, keep the cardiologist happy.
My doctor told me I needed to get down to 185. I'm never going to get there, ever. No way. Well, last time I weighed 185 is on Lake Champlain.
We'll stop. Go ahead.
Hey, look, it's 185 somewhere, okay?
Right, yeah, and then some. So I got a question that popped up here. If I want to show you, you answered some of this already. It said, "I'd love to hear how your career and ended up on Lake Champlain." But this end says your favorite and least favorite memories of the Lake Champlain. This is from Cody Gates, who was a CWIS tech on the ship with us.
Yes, he was.
Favorite,
but we have to call him Commander now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Lake Champlain, least favorite, most favorite. All right. Both of them deal with COs.
Guillory and Wells.
All right.
Wells is Wells was after him.
All right. So, Captain Surface.
Surface and Guillory. Yeah, Surface.
Right. Everybody makes that face and everybody says it that way. That knows that.
I never had a problem with them.
All right. I don't know what caused my problem with him.
Really?
I think I reminded him of somebody or something.
Right.
But when we were doing a gun shoot and we had, we'd done the pre-fire check sheet and stuff, signed everything, turned it in. 51 came around and they stopped it. CO stopped it. And he stopped it because the Tompkin was in the end of the barrel. Right? That nice heavy PVC thing was in the end of the barrel.
That real pretty thing.
Like a wingnut plug.
It's just the muzzle plugs, all it is. Tompkin. And I don't know why they didn't take it out. I even told them go take it out. And they swore to me they'd do it, and then they didn't. So ended up, me and the 2 first class ended up going to chief's investigation. And all the chiefs were looking at me and they're all like, I hate doing this. We got to send you to XOI. I said, okay, let's go. Off we went to XOI. He chewed us all out as much as he could, and he's going to go see the captain. Okay. I got no control over this. And I don't know who did it. I think it was Lieutenant Riley. Lieutenant Riley was a cool guy.
Oh, yeah.
Lieutenant Riley was prior enlisted.
Oh, yeah,
But
that's right.
somebody went up to captain and said, you're bringing them to mass because they signed that pre-fire sheet. I signed it. The XO signed it. You signed it. Maybe we should all go see the admiral.
Attaboy.
Okay? And that was the worst moment because up until that point, it was going. And that was a scary time. All right? The only time I'd ever been to mass before that was as master at arms or talking one of my guys, for one of my guys going to mass. And so that was that part. And then we got Captain Guillory. And I do remember when the change of command happened because we were underway. We'd been underway 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
And they did. It went very well. And then they put him on a helicopter and flew him out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember looking around at everybody that was out there, watching him fly away.
A lot of happy faces.
There was. And you could just see the mood come right up.
Yep.
Okay? Captain Guillory was cool for the simple fact he came down to the chief's mess and he asked us what we thought about blue and gold. And we told him the truth, that it sucked. Well, they do it on subs. Yes, sir, they do it on subs, but the blue crew is on the sub and the gold crew is on the shore.
Yeah.
Going to training. And when they swap out, that's what happens. One goes on the boat, one goes on shore. I said, we're all here. I said, blue and gold, it's not going to work. And everybody, we all said that. And so that's when that went away. And then there was a time where we had a problem with one of the gun mounts. And we were just going nuts trying to fix it. And thankfully, I remembered something somebody had told me one time that, because you could look on the prints and locate where the functions were on those cards. And we found where the function was, and we went pin 3, chip 3 to ground, and that cleared it. And we put everything back together and it worked. And I went up and told the Captain Guillory, I said, Mount 52's fixed. This was the problem. Said, I'm sorry it took me 2 days to remember that. And he said, Chief, I don't care, it's fixed.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, that was his attitude.
Yeah.
And then the same thing, they had that gun shoot for that. What was that award you guys won?
Battle E?
No, not the Battle E. It was some kind of cup.
Yeah,
I remember seeing
the jet ski. You had to shoot at a jet ski or something, and y'all hit it.
It was some kind of thing for naval gunnery.
Yeah.
Isn't it named after a city in Washington?
Something like that, yeah.
Spokane.
I think so, yeah. Because it was on the East Coast one year, next year it was on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And Lake Champlain won it that year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was like my last hurrah as a chief gunner's mate was that.
Right.
Okay.
Because I remember
that was so cool.
We had that one evolution where there was a frigate, and we all was taking turns shooting at it. And from what I remember, 26 years ago, there was y'all were shooting at it and y'all kept missing it because they weren't letting you guys do the proper procedure and readjusting. And then y'all missed it. And everybody's like, oh my Lord, they can't hit a frigate that's 5 miles away. But then when y'all did that test, y'all went skin to skin and just hit that jet ski and just blew it to pieces. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Y'all redeemed yourself.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, see, that was the big thing. And Jay, no offense intended, okay?
None taken. None
All right?
taken.
My job as a gunner's mate was make sure that round went past the lifeline.
Yes. Yep.
That was it.
Yeah.
As long as it went past the lifeline, Jay and his guys were the ones that made it hit the target.
Yep.
Right.
As they directed gun mount.
It's true.
And 99% of the sailors I knew in the Navy were like, well, you guys don't hit nothing. We're not doing it. My job's done.
Not us.
I went past the lifeline.
It's not us.
I have succeeded.
It's the topsiders.
You know? That's just the impression. Oh, the gunner's mates don't know how to shoot. Well, okay.
I loved going down and hanging out with you guys. You know, Gunther. I
Well,
remember Gunther. He was a good kid. You know, it's a really good
which
kid.
one?
Gunther. I don't know if you
Oh,
know him.
yeah. I keep in touch with him on Facebook.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, he's a policeman. He's
I'm not surprised.
back up in North Dakota or something up there. I know he's got 2 boys, and they do a lot of lacrosse.
Lacrosse.
I mean, they're on like a travel. His boys are on a travel team for lacrosse.
Where is he now again?
He's up in like North Dakota or Montana or something up there.
Because the game lacrosse has just gained popularity out west. It's getting bigger out there, but it was always a Northeast kind of sport.
Oh yeah.
I remember the first week I was in San Diego, I was wearing a Syracuse. You know, Chief, Syracuse lacrosse is pretty well known. They're really good in lacrosse, and I was wearing a Syracuse lacrosse sweatshirt, and I walked into stores, Ralph's there, and someone said, "What's lacrosse?" I was like, "You're kidding me, right?" They're like, "No, what's lacrosse?" I was like, "Well, let me explain to you one of the greatest games of all time." And it was just surprising to me that, I mean, East Coast, West Coast, they didn't even know what's lacrosse.
No, there was no clue. I didn't know much about it until I worked for TSA for about 3 years and watched it go from a really good idea to a
really bad one.
Typical government-run garbage pit. So but we all started at Baltimore International. That was where the first TSA group opened up. And that's where the training was for a long time. And they had a rewrite come out on a security manual. And one of the things in there was, no, you cannot take a lacrosse stick with you as carry-on luggage.
Imagine. Yeah.
And that was my thought. Like, okay, what's a lacrosse stick and who would try and take one on a plane?
Right.
But then again, you look at what got left behind, people trying to take on a plane.
Right.
And it was some crazy stuff. Some really crazy stuff. There was a girl, this one girl when I was in San Diego, she had a little, like one of those little martial arts punch sticks. Only about that big, you know. And if you know how to use it, you can really mess somebody up.
Right.
Right. She didn't know how to use it. She bought it because it had pepper spray and mace in it. And so her bag runs through the X-ray, and there's this thing, you know. Right. We're looking at it, and the harbor police comes up and goes, "Can't have that." Well, she goes, "But it's mine. I paid for it." He goes, "It's not yours anymore. You crossed the line with it. It's mine now."
Wow.
And then he took it out and he drove up and down one of the runways that wasn't being used and just held it out the window and emptied it. You know, and then when he brought it back, he just threw it in the container we had for all that junk.
A question on the topic. John, are we on YouTube right now or no?
No, YouTube kicked us. YouTube kicked us for whatever reason, so we're still live on our Facebook.
Okay.
So I don't know why I don't know if it's the delay we've been having where it's freezing. But I don't think it's because we went over an hour. I don't think it's it. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. We just had some technical stuff, and all of a sudden everything's going crazy, and people's texting me and him both trying to figure out what's going on. So,
yeah,
okay.
we're good.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you taking your time, and I'm sorry we didn't get to do this the last time, but I think it's okay. It worked out. So I'm glad to see you're looking good. And you're on the right side of the dirt. So I appreciate that too.
Can I ask one last question, Chief?
Yes, sir.
So about 30 different countries, you said, sir. 30 different countries you've been to, different cultures, a lot of different cultures. What is the one culture that you loved? You just really, really loved above all the other countries.
Well,
why?
Okay, I'm gonna preface this with I did not do all the typical sailor things overseas. Gotcha. Okay,
you were probably responsible.
I tried. I did. Yes. I was. Okay. All right. I just, I kept myself buttoned up. Let's put it that way. All right. But the most fun I had, it was between two countries. All right. One was Philippines when we went there, and the other was Thailand. And it was simply because of the attitude of the people.
Right.
Okay? Yeah, the local. Yeah.
They were both countries very outgoing, very friendly. I don't know if it was. There was one time in the Philippines I was walking back. I mean, you had to be in before midnight. There was curfew, and I was walking back, and I made a wrong turn, and suddenly it was dark. I was off the lighted path.
Right.
And I'm just kind of standing there. And this girl came up and said, you look lost. And my thought was, look, how can you see me? I can't even see my hand in front of my face.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit, and she said, we're going to get a trike to come pick you up. All right? And you don't pay him more than 5 pesos. If he wants more than 5 pesos, he's trying to rip you off. And I'm going to tell him that when he comes to get you. And that stuck. I mean, it took me back to the gate. I got in with like a couple of minutes to spare. And it didn't cost, I think it cost me like 3 pesos to get back.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's how those folks were. They were just very outgoing, very nice. Okay. And they have a Christian-based religion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In the Philippines.
And, kind of give and get. And I remember one time I took a bunch of they had shoeshine boys out there. And the shoeshine boys were, had reputations of cutting your shoes and ripping you off and stuff.
Yeah.
And I found like 20 of them. And I said, come on, come with me. What are we doing? They said, just come over here. They had a Shakey's Pizza. We went to Shakey's Pizza. I made them line the little shoeshine boxes up outside. We went in, and the guy was going to throw them out. And I said, no, I'm paying. Okay? And so I had 20 shoeshine boys. I spent the equivalent of about, $30 on pizza and soda, which was close to 1,000 pesos.
Yeah, I did that in Mexico too with a bunch of kids from the McDonald's.
And yep. I had the biggest group of friends for the rest of my time I could go there.
Yeah.
Same thing in Thailand. Thailand, different country, different culture. They were Buddhist. And they had a whole different set of religious beliefs, but they were still friendly people. And we would paint orphanages and feed them hamburgers and hot dogs and just have a wonderful time.
It's funny. It's funny how important that missing art of kindness is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kindness is forgotten nowadays in the hustle and bustle of quote unquote life. But I'm so glad that you were here, Chief. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for sharing your memories and all your other stuff with us.
Yeah, you're welcome. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know if you'd want somebody this old on or not.
No. You're extra salty. We're salty. You're extra salty.
Well, I got.
You're my
I
second
joke around now that a lot of the kids I deal with, all of them were at work, and I work with some youth on Wednesday night at my church. I'm dealing with middle school boys. Okay, that I got more time at sea than they've been alive.
Wow.
I had a little over 15 years at sea. So
yeah, we were in the same division. You're my second chief. That's what I've always thought.
Oh,
Senior Chief Hagan was my first. You were my second. So,
do you still talk to Senior Chief Hagan ever, or is he?
I wish I could find him. I have,
some people never join social media. So.
I did a search. I mean, I did general search.
Yeah,
and it doesn't come up.
Right.
So he's off the grid somewhere. Because he got out early, didn't he?
He got out before his time. I think he got out before 20.
I thought he was. He was talking about it.
Yeah, he made Senior Chief quick. He was always very intelligent, though. Real smart.
Oh, yeah. Great. He was. Mm-hmm. He was a very smart guy. He was very sensible, very down to earth.
Yep.
Common sense. I mean, he knew when to make a decision and when to wait.
He also knew when to talk and when to be quiet. Not a lot of people know how to do that. Yeah. I still don't know.
I honestly wish I could have learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Ask my wife. I still need to learn it too. So,
When to Speak and When to Shut Up was a pretty cool little book. Real quick read, and it helped me a little bit. So,
yeah. Okay,
I wish I'd have read that earlier.
I'm honestly going to think about the ADHD screening, though.
Yeah. So somebody wrote a comment about that real quick. Let me find it earlier. It said the benefit of Concerta is the delayed release, which minimizes the impact on heart and blood pressure issues. A solid option for your situation. So
they are correct. Okay, because it's a 24-hour release.
Yeah.
So my biggest concern is my children, the ones I have that are on it, by 6 o'clock, they're crashed. They're done. They're completely shot. And with storms rolling in, I don't need it. And sometimes we're up for 24 plus hours. I don't need to be crashed. I need to be able to think. I can't. And that's what I'm kind of concerned about that. So maybe that 24-hour release is the way to go. So maybe that's it.
I will attest to that because, I mean, I work with kids that take medication for ADHD, and in the morning,
it's a different kid.
it's just a little kid,
right?
Okay, this is the math problem we're going to do. Okay, great. Later, let's work it out. Let's go. Then I see him again in the afternoon in like English language arts, and they are just bouncing. They cannot be still. You ask them a question, and there's just so much drama. Mm-hmm. They're laying down on the floor. It's just, your pill wore off, didn't it? Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Did
you take it this morning?
This definitely was a typical 04 level aft episode. It was awesome.
I'll be honest, you can tell when they don't take it.
Oh yeah. Right? There's a look in their face. Tell.
After a while, you look. They come up to see him, and you go, "Oop, we got crazy eyes this morning. It's going to be a fun day." So I'll let you guys get going. I know you guys.
Thank you very much for coming, being a part of it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I'm sorry that there was a delay. I'm sorry that there was issues with freezing up on us. I guess because it's so cold. Did you notice I had to put my jacket on? It's in like the 50s in the studio.
Okay. So, well, no, that is cold.
It's 14 degrees out right now, Jonathan.
I was just making fun
at
of
my
you.
house.
Or I was making fun of me. Yeah. So, hey, have a wonderful day. We'll get you back on some other time and maybe get you on with somebody else and we can just chit chat about everything. So thank you very much.
Be fun. Thanks, Chief.
Yeah, you guys, you're welcome. I appreciate it. Had a great time.
God bless you, sir.
Bless you both. All right. Have a great.
He's still talking. It's like, when do I hit the button? Like, I don't want to kick him off. Well, that was a lot more fun than I was expecting. I didn't know what that was going to be, and it was like, great, So that's cool. I don't know. For those of you watching, I'm sorry. I'm showing that we're still on YouTube. I clicked on it. I started getting the messages. I don't know what happened. It's saying we're live on YouTube. I don't know what.
Yeah, I'm not sure if because I got text messages from a lot of people saying we weren't even on Facebook. Something happened and we got knocked off. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe there's a time.
No, I don't think. Because I think we're under 2 hours, and I know people do. And Josh Hansen, by the way, we can go through this real quick. You got a minute? Or are you in a hurry?
No, I'm not in a hurry.
Josh Hansen's on 33 in Idaho, which is unreasonably warm. He's the one that he was actually, if I don't know if you remember Hansen, the really tall, like.
Oh, I remember Hansen.
I don't want to say ogre, but I can't think of another word.
Has a gorgeous stack of pancakes is what that guy was.
Him and Lack were from the same town. He's the one that gave me that confirmation. And your mother is watching on Facebook. How you doing, Roberta?
I love Roberta.
Long time no speak to.
I love Roberta.
I do not know who PJ Zuck.
You know who PJ Zaccarillo is? He was the one that was on, and we talked about grilling and the Sons of Fighter and all that stuff. PJ was on.
Okay, so great.
Yeah, PJ.
Yes, I was going to tell you to tell this guy that, and there he is right there. I couldn't remember his name. I got for my birthday, turned 47 back in December. I got a Pit Boss.
Smoker, grill, combined combo.
Yes. And the first thing we made was steaks. And I did the reverse sear, or no. Yeah, reverse sear. I smoked it and then threw it in a frying pan. And it was amazing. And I absolutely thought of that guy. 100%.
You got to have him on.
I did.
You got to have him on and talk about this.
Yeah,
this is meat. This is important stuff. We have to talk about meat.
So Hadnot is here. He's 54 in Oklahoma, he says. Jeff Hadnot. I told him he needs to hop on here. He was on that 2000 deployment.
He was.
If you remember, Sonar Tech. Of all the memories I have of him, the one that stands out the thickest was the WOG talent show, and him doing his impression of, I can't remember who the guy was. Boot camp, that bird boot camp, blah, blah, blah. It was spot on. It was great. I remember that.
You guys were the ones that did the Living Dead blog, right?
Yeah. And then we found out after. Oh, by the way, if I ain't bad mistaken, I believe Chief Ragsdale was like the king. He was King Neptune. Yeah, I forgot to bring it up because we were talking about this stuff. We can talk about King Neptune. Yeah, so. Because I guess the oldest shellback was King Neptune, and I guess that would have been a really cool thing to do on your very last deployment. I get King Neptune. That's awesome. So that's kind of cool. So I didn't get to tell the story. One of the stories I remember of him, we was in CSMC, and Leroy Skinner, that's his name. Anyway, so Chief Ragsdale, I was telling a story, but I had read an article about a song and where the song came from and what it was about. And I said it. And I didn't say that I'd read the article. I said, hey, that song was about this. And he corrected me and said, no, that song was about this, this, and this, and check your sources. That's how he said it. Like, really? I'm like, okay. So I went back and I rechecked my sources. Turned out that article was absolutely wrong. And that's when I learned you don't trust the internet. That's when I learned that not everything that is I mean, it needed. I mean, this is 2000, 99, 2000. You mean things on the internet are wrong? In 99, 2000, that's when I found out that you don't necessarily trust what you read. So, so it says Hadnot was on. Can you read the comments? Are you seeing that? No, I'm not seeing any comments on my side. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't see it? Nope. Let me watch this. Hold on. I'm not important enough. Well, this new system's a little different, so.
Oh, wait, no. Okay, no, I was on private chat. But I'm seeing the comments now. Yep.
So Jesse Gray, Edmund Fitzgerald, no thank you. I go to church with Jesse. Everybody on here is your friends. My man. So PJ says my man. Is that because of the smoker? So get this. I smoked the steaks one night. I smoked chickens. I spatchcocked 2 chickens the second night. The third night I did a it was an all day yes, Chief, thank you. Great, had a great time. The third day I did an all day pork butt, and we had pulled pork sandwich.
Dude, that's a long time. Like
8 hours.
You have some hardcore like smoker guys that like go and stoke stuff and make sure the temperature is good. No, I need something. Dude, like set it and forget it. There's no way I'm going out to check it for 12 hours. Absolutely not.
August of 99 to August of 03, did both deployments with you guys. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Chief Ragsdale. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Abraham Lincoln.
Smoking meatloaf. Okay, so here, I don't know who this is.
So PJ, he not only is he like
smoking meatloaf.
Dude, PJ not only is he like a meats know-it-all, but he's also a butt kicker. He is taking Krav Maga. I saw it with my own eyes.
I thought
he's kicking butt and taking names.
Thank God he's in New York, right? He's way up there and I'm way down here. But I was under the impression that what is that?
Krav Maga?
I'm not going to say what it was because I always thought that was
it's an
I've only ever heard of women taking it, so I thought it was like a woman.
No, it's an ancient Indonesian type of karate.
I thought that was
from Indonesia.
I thought it was Israel. Is it not Israeli?
Oh no, it's from Indonesia. Yes, PJ, I saw you kicking butt. No, it's Israeli. Yes. Yeah, it is.
So I don't. I have we're ADHD in this. I have the Pit Boss Lexington. I don't think I can spatchcock a turkey and put it on.
Okay, first of all, is it Bluetooth compatible?
No, it is not. But the upgrade for it is $25. I can order a new card thing and do it.
It's amazing. You can actually smoke through your phone. You can smoke meat through your phone. There's Bluetooth stuff for Pit Bosses. It's crazy.
Read a comment on screen. It is Israeli.
Israeli, actually, if I'm not mistaken. It's Indonesian, PJ, believe me.
Oh, where are you going? I don't need you up there.
Believe me, I know.
Is my new favorite little drink to drink. Oh my God.
Why is your camera is possessed? What's happening?
I have no idea. This right here, Topo Chico with lime. It is my new favorite drink.
Is that a water?
It is a sparkling water with lime.
Oh, very nice.
The problem is I don't have any way of taking it off. But good news is I was in the Navy and I learned how to take stuff off with a pocket knife. But I used to use a lighter. There we go. So good.
I just took the last sip of my coffee. That was really, really cold.
I had Starbucks this morning, believe it or not. This is really strange for me to have that. That's a very rare
worst thing. The worst three things: cold coffee, a tight hat, and a cold steak. Those are the 3 worst things ever.
So I'm going to ask you this question: are you an anti-cold coffee? So you don't drink iced coffee?
No, if my wife needs to order it like through the drive-through of Dunkin' Donuts, I will not say it. She has to talk over me into the microphone. Coffee is hot, okay? And I'm probably going to tick off a lot of people right now, but coffee is hot.
So I can drink cold tea, obviously, like iced tea, sweet tea, whatnot.
Right.
And I can drink hot tea, breakfast tea, Earl Grey. I can do that. But if the hot tea gets cold or the cold tea gets hot, is it making sense?
It's making sense.
Heartburn kills me. If I drink a tea that's warmed up too bad, all of a sudden it tastes like television static with lime.
Yo, I speak the truth, PJ.
Dude, I'm telling you, I made a huge mistake rekindling with Josh Hansen. He's
this can be dangerous.
He is Brian Dahlheimer all over again. We got another one, except he's in Idaho and Brian's.
Well, do you drink bottles of wine per sitting?
Truth, Jay, you speak it about. I
guess
it's
Indonesian. Krav Maga is Indonesian.
You are correct. Air coffee is hot only.
Thanks, Chief. See, I'm telling you, if my wife wants her frozen butter pecan, whatever the heck she gets, she has to speak it over me. I refuse to order it.
Sorry. So, Christina has to drink cold coffee because her gastric bypass surgery will not allow her to drink hot coffee. So she drinks cold brewed coffee.
What about
she puts it in
stuff?
Maybe, but it's the acid level. So what she has these half-gallon mason jars, and she puts the stuff in it with water. There's a filter, and it sits for like a day, and she pours that in with some stuff and drinks it. And so for her, that's the only thing she can drink if she's going to drink coffee at all. And so apparently the acidic levels are way down in that versus hot coffee. So my television with lime.
That's strange.
Television static with lime. But she had gastric bypass, so there's never. That's what. Certainly never wine. I don't drink very often. I have. So I don't know if you guys or if you're even still watching, but Chief, he teaches special ed 4th and 5th grade, which is really cool, really challenging, a very hard thing to do. And he even gave us a heads up before. He goes, I want this way you're not too surprised. And of course I was blown away because he's almost 70, he said, and he's teaching in junior high again or middle school again. That's cool. That's great. So,
and it's very commendable because being a father of a special needs child, you tend to value those kind of teachers a little bit more because the extra patience that it takes for them to do their job, you know what I mean? And the love that they have for these kids, it's just, thank you, Chief, for what you do. Thank you so much. But
whoever Stephanie Stevens says that cold brew is better for your gut.
Stephanie Stevens is my older sister, and
she's never mind.
I love her to death.
She's wrong.
But cold brew sucks.
It's like drinking
coffee is supposed to be hot to people.
So I had a friend.
It's like saying Batman isn't a true hero because he's human. It's no. He's like the best because he's human. So coffee's the best because it's hot. Get it?
But the thing is,
Indonesia.
Never mind. I don't
Sparkling
mind.
Water has always been too spicy. I don't think I've ever drank sparkling water.
If you're going to get it, get the green glass Topo Chicos with sparkling water with a twist of lime. Sponsor. Oh, that's another thing.
We're getting a sponsorship from El Chicos.
So I guess we might need to do another one, but we can like a frozen butter pecan coffee.
That's my wife. That's got to be my wife. Yep.
Yeah. We've decided that we're going to not do commercials during the podcast. And that means we're going to not make any money doing this. So, we're probably going to start linking the Cash App so you guys can help with that. There is a Cash App. It is 04 Level Aft. Anything that you give it is not tax deductible. I'm sorry. But anything that you did give, one, we appreciate. Two, would be used in equipment for what we need here.
Right.
Jay got him a good camera, was able to do that, get a good camera for him. So he's looking prettier. The beard though is just like nuts. We need the next donation's got to get some just for men.
Ooh, you don't like the gray?
I have a little bit going.
Might have too much.
Yeah. Christina's
like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people did come to it. I mean, a lot of people asked what they could do to help and what they can do to, to give. So we do have a Cash App type deal. Like John said, we're not here to make money. We're not here to do anything. We're just here to talk. But if you want like a little sticker, or I do have these hats, 04 hats, they're Richardson's.
Where'd you go? I need to turn that thing off. So
for donation, we send them out to you guys, all that stuff. So good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we could be doing all kinds of stuff, but the thing is that when you start getting into merch and stuff, we would have to be doing an episode a week to really get that going. And it's just so hard to pull that together. Mm-hmm. And, but we do need to do one. So then we need to find a,
PJ, you've got to have him back on talking about like grills and whatnot.
Well, he said he wanted to do coffee. I don't care about coffee.
Yeah, coffee, steak, and Indonesian martial arts. We can talk about that kind of stuff.
But yeah,
Thomas Hughes is in the house.
Oh yeah. So Thomas is here in DeRitter. No, I'm sorry, not yet. Josh, we'll get to that point at some point. What size hat do you wear? Just curious.
I mean, these are adjustable truckers. They're Richardson's adjustable truckers. So, I mean,
yeah, but when you have a 8+ size head,
you're talking about Norm Norred size.
No, Josh Hansen. That's what he asked. This is XXL. So,
yeah, but Norm's also got a huge noggin.
7 3/4, maybe more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, probably. Remember, there was a guy. Hey, goodbye, Jeff.
Jeff, love you, man. If you had not come around, I wouldn't have been able to say hi.
Hey, let's get you quick. Let's shoot for March. Let's do one with you in March. Jeff, you good with March? Jeff, you good with March?
What is happening right now?
I'm trying to see if Jeff will respond about doing an episode in March. Because I know he's got they're nice hats. I wear mine on the 4th of every month.
That is a friend that I work with, AJ.
Adrian Jude.
AJ's my man. 7 7/8. Good Lord, Josh.
That's a noggin.
I can see if I can special order one.
It reminds me of that. What movie was it where it said, get out of the way? He goes, look at the size of that kid's head. Mike Myers.
Good night. Josh, how tall are you, though? I mean, it probably doesn't look big because he's tall. He's like 6'5" or something like that, right? Yeah. He's just a big dude.
Spitting at them babies.
It's like an orange on a toothpick.
That was it.
Lord God. Lord God, I apologize right there. Well, starving pygmies in New Guinea, man.
Well,
all right. I gotta say goodnight to my kids. We gotta put them to bed.
Okay.
See, I knew he was like 6'4", 6'5". He's just a tall drinker. He's a gorgeous stack of pancakes, that guy. I'm telling you. A little bit of butter and syrup. Hello. But
yeah, I remember him from, and then something reminded me, and so I was like, let me Google him. And I remember he's from Idaho, so I just like Facebook searched Josh Hansen, Idaho, and first one, boom, there it is. I said, yep, that's him. So if anything that this is done, like he was talking, like Chief Ragsdale was talking earlier, this is causing me to remember things that I'd forgotten about. Yeah, and he was even today talking that stuff about like the missile or when y'all won that award for the
Spokane Trophy Award. Yeah, it's just amazing.
And the blue and gold things. So, I mean, I'm sure everybody's long gone, but the blue and gold he was talking about was we were doing on the ship underway was 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And if you were a blue team, half the ship was awake for blue team, and half the ship was awake for gold team. And so you had time off and you could sleep, do all your stuff that you needed to do. And I loved it, actually. I absolutely loved it. I hated when they went back to 5 and dime, but 5 and dime's fun too. But what I hated about it was if you were on the midnight shift and they decided to run general quarters, it didn't matter if you were flight ops, got to get it. But
right.
I remember that. I think we did it the entire way across the Pacific. And then when we finished Korea, we didn't go back to it. I think that's how that worked.
Josh, dude, I'm glad you guys, got in touch. I'm glad you guys did. So that means you and I got back in touch. That's awesome. And the 7 and 8 other guys, since you just tell them about the podcast. We'd love to have you guys on. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah.
Just like on the 04 level aft.
Yeah. Man. Josh spent time up there smoking.
Absolutely.
He had them itty bitty cigarettes. Remember?
No, they were the regular size. He's just so damn big. They look like small cigarettes. Yeah. Well, all right, man.
Hey, shoot me your address, Josh, and I'll send you a sticker. So, and it looks like a little bullseye. See,
Chief Ragsdale, if you're still listening, send me via text your address, your physical mailing address. I got something to send out to you. Same thing with you, Cody Gates. If you're still on, if not, I'll text you later.
Yeah, we'll text. So, peace in the Middle East.
Hey, man.
You guys
good seeing you guys.
Wonderful evening, and I hope y'all have. We need a NASCAR fan. Season's coming up. A lot of stuff's happened. But when Brian Dahlheimer accepts your friend request, you're going to wish he didn't, because he will not leave you alone.
Especially if he's been drinking wine. Listen, I have my buddy John Wellington. That's a huge race NASCAR fan. If you want.
Yeah. So that's 1 month. Daytona 500s in 1 month. So let's try to get together and do an episode. I think
I'll talk to him.
If it's okay with you, we're discussing stuff here on the show. The baseball is still a ways off, April, but can we bring Steve McAvoy back since we kind of got mixed up with all the stuff that's happening? And bring that episode. There's a lot going on in baseball. There's a lot. See you later, Josh. There's a lot going on in baseball right now, so we can be talking about it. A lot in NASCAR too. So
thanks, PJ.
And don't forget, college football ends on Monday.
All right, guys. Fair winds and foul and seas, people.
Thomas, see you. Peace. In stream.